Hello everyone. So let's start with our current affairs. This we are here with 15th July. 15th July. So Pradhana Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana completed its 10 year of implementation, and it is a highly repetitive theme of the civil service examination preparation. So what are the important topics that could be asked is the general studies paper 3. जनरल स्टडीज पेपर 3 में आपको एक इम्पॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है। देखिए। इसमें होता है so Indian economy issues related to planning, mobilization, growth, development, and employment, inclusive growth, and issues arising out of it. So basically, it touches upon the very pressing issues of a pressing issue of the skill sector. All right. Accordingly, the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, established in the year 2014. All right. It makes skill to be at the forefront of national priority. Now, under this, Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, now the government has tried to upgrade. Now, accordingly, you need to see here the National Skill Development Corporation has also been set up as a public private entity. Several private sector companies such as Tata, such as Infosys, they have also invested in National Skill Development Corporation, and the projects are mooted in such a way that are planned in such a way that there is a there is a harmony between the skills and also the industrial requirements. Now, accordingly, this scheme has been conceptualized as a central sector scheme along with other components, that is National Skill Apprentice Promotion Scheme as well as Jan Shikshan Sansthan. So Jan Shikshan Sansthan, we already saw, it is basically vocational training for adult people. All right, see, people who have dropped out, okay, people who want to upgrade their skills, okay, even being a non-literates, and it is for them to become part of the national Pradhana Mantri Jan Shikshan Sansthan scheme. Now, so National Skill Apprentice Promotion Scheme. So let me tell you some important insights. So please have a look at here. Please have a look at this particular thing. Now, the National Skill Qualification Framework, very important. If I and you have acquired certain already pre-existing, for example, cementing, carpenting, now the government is going to recognize this, recognition of prior learning, and accordingly give you some certification. Now, using this certification, you can get into, and these certificates are again globally recognized because they are done through sovereign entity, right? All right. So this can be acquired through whichever you acquired through, either formally or informally. All right, or from traditional institutions, or from your family, etc. So those will be recognized, and accordingly you can get you can negotiate better salary, better wages, and accordingly the skills have been again classified on the basis of level 1 to up to level 10. All right. Now this becomes important because if at all you are a carpenter, you are an experienced carpenter, then that also will be recorded, because technique for the normal technical education such as BCom, BSc, BTech, etc. Your certificates that you have completed certain 4 years of certain qualification. But what about your skills? All right, are there any certification for that? All right, especially when you are coming from informal sector. So this is a sovereign guarantee. All right, so and also allows learners to enter and exit education training at different levels. So this is a very landmark scheme which is a repetitive theme under the UPSC mains examination. ठीक है? Okay. Now, let us continue with the discussion. So, National Skill Qualification Framework. Yes, UPSC has asked this question, and for that matter, is India shifting towards something called jobless growth? What is jobless growth? मतलब growth is happening, it is not creating sufficient amount of jobs. And for that matter, yes, if there are jobs, aren't there sufficient amount of skills? Okay, this is the debate that you need to focus upon. And some of the success of Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. So till date, 1.6 CR crores, sorry, 1.6 crores youths have been trained, and some of the landmark projects. Okay, for example, Brood Tribe. Okay, where prison inmates and nearly 70% of women under Punk Project. Now, what is Punk Project? Again, these are the typical things which you need not, focus for the mains examination, uh, but for the preliminary examination. Okay, these are essential value addition as well. Now, so what is this project? Promoting apprenticeship in new age karmic work initiative to boost apprenticeship opportunities for youth, particularly in emerging and high demand sector. High demand sectors matlab AI, robotics, green energy, healthcare, okay, and in the space sector, etc. Now, apprenticeship matlab you are not a full fledged employee, but you are a trainee. So it is like a paid internship, and this payment is both partly shared by both by government as well as the private sector. All right. So very important, very important. Okay. Though direct questions may not come in the mains examination, it's a very good value addition. All right. And again, so social equity and inclusion, nearly 45% of women and significant inclusion of SC/ST. So, this comes under the inclusive growth. All right. The employment, etc. And for that matter, India is going to be a labor producing country, in the sense the average age of the Indians is less than 30. So India would be the human resource capital of the world. Okay, when the Europe, when Japan, etc. are aging, India would provide the necessary human resource, but we require skilled employments, right? So in that context, okay, we are going to be future ready workforce. All right, again, these type of catchy phrases you need to include in your mains examination. Then comes next, very important. Niti Aayog reported analyzes the implication of US tariff, all right, on India's trade. Essentially, US has put tariff, matlab it's a type of protectionism, all right, put by USA on the imports from various countries. Now, how it could impact India's global trade position, matlab Indian goods will become now more competitive. All right. If not USA, then India can penetrate into other countries. So India, in some of the some of the sectors, such as nuclear reactors, such as iron and steel, these are very critical. Technical, textiles, electricals, vehicle. Okay, India is going to have an extra edge, and for that matter, India is positioned to gain a market share of nearly 60% of its trade value to the USA. All right. Then, sir, in sectors such as electronics and nuclear reactors, yes, again, this is a still, we would say sunrise sector. Matlab still opportunity is bigger. We are not completely explored it. Now, so in that context, sir, what are the policy measures that the government can adopt? One thing is, let's go for more amount of FTAs. Matlab FTA, matlab India is a service sector country. All right. So let there be not just free trade agreements related to goods, but also service focused FTAs, which India recently concluded with United Kingdom, and also mutual recognition agreements. All right, mutual recognition agreements is the professionals such as lawyers, teachers, etc. They can also, who are trained here, they can work elsewhere as well. For example, people who are studying medicine in Ukraine, let they be allowed to work in India in the same way. That benefit has to be expanded, allowed to Indians as well. And for that matter, simplifying license and regulatory compliance, all right, to attract investments, and also assuage the intellectual property demands of the western countries, so that we can attract more investments, and also enhance the skills, promote innovation and skill development. All right, and for that matter, you are going to see the same continuation of this topic in what is called global capability centers. So what is global capability centers? They are like, the companies such as Google, Microsoft, Apple, okay, Meta, they want to diversify their risks. Okay, for example, the recent Ukraine crisis, or recent Middle East crisis, let it not affect their economic objectives. So they want to diversify. All right, and also they want to optimize the resource utilization, because nowadays research and development is happening across, not just in developed countries, but also in developed countries, developing countries especially. Okay, for example, India has nearly 1600 GCCs. In that, not less than 450 are located in Karnataka alone. Now, why are these global capability centers are rising? Okay, because of cost efficiency, because of talent pool availability, highly skilled and cost effective workforce, risk taking abilities, and for that matter, a large consuming middle class, and for that matter, uh, the government also, see here, India hosts nearly 1800 global capability centers, and for that matter, the direct gross value addition is approximately $68 billion. But the problem arises that, when such a large workforce, such a large companies are coming, we need to ensure that sufficient regulation structures such as SEBI, such as the patent regulations, etc., have to be protected. And for that, you will understand as we go further that India is also one of the large producer of counterfeit goods. All right, counterfeit goods and the fake, CDs, all right, or pirated movies, or pirated chappals, pirated cars. Okay, so the Western companies, they are reluctant to sell the products into India, because their intellectual property rights are not properly appreciated. All right, and once these companies come, we are going to face huge amount of infrastructure gaps. Yes, it can be optimized once we start investing on infrastructure. All right, then. Okay, so important. Request you to go through this. All right, these are directly questions from, a lot of fodder is available for the mains examination. All right, so let us finish this. The initiatives that government may adopt in future is to, diversify. Matlab, let us not depend only on America and China or Europe. Let us try to diversify by adopting more amount of, free trade agreements. All right. Yes. So coming back to the next topic, very, 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 very important. So under Paris Climate Agreement, under Article 2 of the Paris Climate Agreement, we have already studied, okay, something called nationally, determined climate contributions. So India had promised that we are going to, 50% of our 50% of our the non 50% of our energy supply will be coming from non-renewable, or sorry, non-fossil sources. So accordingly, India has already achieved, okay, India has already achieved 50% of electricity from non-fossil sources. It is specifically used non-fossil because it also includes nuclear energy. All right, so these two are renewable energy. This is nuclear. Again, nuclear cannot be told as such, cannot be classified directly. And again, this particular table, very, very, very important. Not important, it is super important. Still, thermal energy takes a large chunk, approximately 50%. Approximately 50%. So, what are some of the, because India has done it 5 years ahead of its time. Matlab, India has been a great we are at the forefront of contributing towards the global good. All right. So some of the initiatives have been, domestic manufacturing of photovoltaic cells. So what is photovoltaic cells? Okay, they are basically cells where as a photon falls into it, electrons start moving. Electron starts moving. That is why producing electricity. Now, scaling up domestic manufacture of photovoltaic cells, and also production linked incentive scheme for turbine production. All right, and again, what is production linked scheme? We have discussed in the earlier videos. Then then the Pradhana Mantri Suryagar Muft Vijli Yojana. Okay, that is basically rooftop solarization of some of the poor people's houses, so that they can also get paid for the renewable energy. And also, more importantly, Pradhana Mantri Kisan Urja Suraksha Eva Uttanma Abhiyan started to promote solar energy among farmers, solarize their pumps. All right, and create small region, local grids, so that farmers can, independently access electricity, and also can sell their surplus in the open grid. All right. Again, it is done by Ministry of Renewable Energy, and again, the state has undertaken large-scale investments in interstate. Sorry, interstate transmission system, and also green energy open access rules. All right. Matlab, if you are a consumer, so, I don't want electricity from fossil fuel. You can switch to the green energy sectors. All right, so it is again very important for the prelims as well as the mains examination, and for that matter, 100% FDIs are available for in hydro, in solar, okay, in wind sector. All right. Okay, so kindly go through this, very important. Next comes a very very repetitive topic. What is the social media? मतलब social media का, because Supreme Court has also recognized that social media can be very positive, because it can result in democratizing the voices of the people, because social media मतलब Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. All right, these are social medias. Okay, YouTube shorts, etc. People can share their voices, and a common man also can express his ideas with the advantage of being anonymous, without can blow the whistle, can help in reducing the corruption, can increase government accountability, can increase the participation. All right, and also, okay, citizens and media use this platform to hold authorities accountable. For example, we have discussed mygov.in. MyCo.in has also received a United Nations award for being promoting participative governance. All right, then Umang app, etc. Now, some of the negative impacts. So science is a double-edged sword when we talk. All right, so these are the points. So misinformation and fake news, they spread very rapidly, and hate speech, and also these can all the those viral videos which are seen, which are, which have more likes, they can be promoted. All right, which can create certain kind of contents. All right, so and again, along with this deep fake, etc., you can definitely quote. All right, so this becomes important, because Supreme Court has also stressed that, see, having an opinion is one thing, but to say that in a particular way is an abuse of speech, which is leading to unnecessary litigation and overburdening of law enforcement. Definitely you can write the role of fundamental duties, and for that matter, citizens should always self-regulate, and the state may intervene, because self-regulation is available even for all the social media organizations. All right, if you can see in YouTube also, okay, you yourself can file a report. If you file the report, there are various options you will see there, right? So important for but it's a repetitive theme, but if you are a fresher, kindly become aware of it. Then comes the Shinkansen technology. So the Shinkansen technology is, it's not a rocket science or something. Here, see here, you can see that the air, all right, the air pressure is mitigated, and the cost of maintaining the tracks is also lesser, because these vehicles are generally lightweight, and they travel up to 320 miles per hour. It's not just kilometer hour, it's miles per hour. So India, the bullet train project is basically the Shinkansen technology. All right, so India is going to get it, because it was promised by Honorable Prime Minister during his election campaign. All right, then consumer price index. So as the name itself suggests, it is an index of the prices at the consumer level. Now the base year for this one is 2012, and it is a macroeconomic indicator used by the companies to go for dearness, to announce dearness allowances, especially when you are traveling from one place to another state. All right, so you will be given allowances depending upon the price index. Sir, who construct this? It is done by Central Statistical Office. The retail inflation, matlab, now the prices of goods, essential goods, has largely, especially the consumer goods, have largely come down. That is the meaning. So as I discussed earlier, counterfeit goods here, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development says that India is a key origin of counterfeit goods. All right, several type of chappal, several type of steel, etc., okay, are being largely violated by the Indians, but still the government is not taking any measures. So towards this, one of the German brand, these suits will be coming regularly, not to worry about it. Then the National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority, very, very, very important, not important, it is super important. It is a non-statutory, non-statutory body. All right. What is its work? It is to regulate the prices of some of the essential medicines, drugs. All right. For example, towards diabetes, towards sugar, depending upon the country's health profile, they try to, for example, hearing aids, etc. They want to regulate the prices of certain set of essential, medicines, so that they are available to the common man at affordable prices. Sir, it works under Ministry of Chemicals, Department of Pharmaceuticals. It is not Ministry of Health. So please note it. Okay, important. Then the quantum noise, very, 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 very important. Now, when it comes to quantum technology, quantum means we are using the state of the quanta matlab, so it's a physics, every object has different states. All right, state of their position, etc. Now, the quantum entanglement means, okay, see, this is at the heart of the classical mechanics. Now, is a whereby a group of particle is produced so that their quantum states are correctly unclear until they are calculated as a whole. So a photon, all right, so, a photon undergoes splitting, all right, into one, two, three. Now, at the end, at the receiver end, okay, this one, two, three has to be properly matched so that a complete photon can be possible. All right, during this transmission, hence, it will become very difficult for anyone to look into, or for that matter, to hack into it. So, this is a very futuristic technology. Again, it is, being, like AI. All right, this can make the information system more faster, more secure, and more smaller. All right. So important. Then very, 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 very important, the talisman saber exercise by Australia. All right. Now, why is Australia? Okay, see here, Australia or Maitri. Okay, Maitri is a grants is which is given by India towards Australia to to go for cultural and educational research purpose. All right, it is part of India's soft power. Soft power. All right. In this particular talisman saber exercise, please look at some of the you know some of the essential uh, you know uh, contents, like the countries which are participating, and for that matter, are all the countries? No. All right, is China part of this? Again, answer is no. All right, is Russia part of this? No. All right, so India is one of the major partner, USA, Canada, etc. All right, then let us look at some of the other things where India and the Australia have made collaboration. For example, Aussie okay, Dex, then Malabar exercise, and then no, Operation, sorry, Pitch Black exercise, Pitch Black. All right, again it is with Australia. All right, then so with Australia, India is also part of the Critical Mineral Partnership. All right, important. Okay, and for that matter, Australia also supplies lithium, cobalt, and all the other rare earths to India. And Australia also hosts nearly, okay, you can look at this, these are typical main topics, so not to worry. Okay, India is the third largest foreign student groups, that is Australia hosts over nearly 1 lakh. All right, and then Maitri scholarship, which we just discussed. All right, and for that matter, Australia also has nearly 7.5 lakh people. Okay, then as such, you can also definitely write about the India Australia cricket friendship, etc. All right, so that's for the day. So let's continue with the next, that is on 16th. All right, the United Nations launched Sustainable Goals report. Okay, it is for the first time. All right, this report has come. So, what are the accomplishments? Where does country stand? Okay, what are the challenges that are ahead for next 15 years? All right, So that will be discussed in the next video. Thank you.